Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy Link, comic out of Oklahoma City. We're down here in Conroe, Texas, at the table at Madley, putting on a great comedy show. We got a great lineup, knocking some socks off, busting some guts, getting some good laughs. I look forward to working with you soon. Conroe, Texas, how we doing tonight? Woo! I love it. I love it. How many of you were at my last show in October that started 2 hours late? That was fun one. Astros, baby. I love it. So not much has changed, or not much has changed with me since I last left, other than my son started a Ritalin prescription. Anybody know about Ritalin? My wife, she was real worried about putting him on Ritalin. I'm like, baby, if you're really worried, I'll do it with him. So anyways, what started out as helping my son out turned into me and my son going out and completely destroying our yard just to fix it. And now my yard looks like crap. My lawnmower is in about 1,000 pieces. And my wife is not real happy about that. But that's Ritalin for you, right? Some people it hypes them up, some people it settles them down. My son's out there like a zombie, you know, like. And I'm just like, come on, dude, let's go build something, let's do this, let's go. And it's just, Ritalin's not fun. But anyways, another thing about my son is he started playing basketball this year, and he's only 6, and they played in the championship game today. Yeah. They lost. The only game they lost. And the only game my son actually wasn't scared of touching the ball. My wife calls me up and she says, Jerry, you're not going to believe it. He actually held the ball today and didn't just drop it and run away. Because usually anytime the ball comes near him, he's like, that looks like the plague right there. Get away from me. And I don't know why. I mean, I grew up and I was an athlete. I played football, basketball, football. I wrestled, I played baseball. I raced motocross for a little while. So I've always really been into sports. And my wife is the biggest nerd I've ever met. Like, she's at home right now playing the new Harry Potter game. Y'all heard of this new Harry Potter game that came out? That's what everybody's talking about. I'm talking like I'm in bed at 2 in the morning and she's, damn it! What happened? He cast a spell on me, babe. Are you serious? We both have to go to work tomorrow. And she's like, Avada Kedavra, bitch, shut up. And I'm like, oh, unplug that damn computer and throw it out the window. I don't care that you paid $2,000 for it. With my money. And that the way that happened, it was, I came home and I go into my bedroom and there's this kick-ass new computer setup in there. I'm like, dang, you went all out on this. She's like, I got everything, babe. Like, this thing is, I don't know what she said, but all I understood was super duper computer. And then I go to the store later to get dinner stuff and my card got declined. I'm like, what the hell? I pull out my phone, I check my mobile banking app, and sure as hell, negative $2,210. I call her up, I'm like, well, babe, we got enough money in my account that we can eat for probably the next 20 minutes. And it's gonna be ramen. And we're gonna have to share the seasoning pack between 3 packs, okay? And we're gonna have to eat it crunchy because they turned the water off. We didn't pay the water bill. But speaking of bills and stuff, and I'll have to get into this. Not too long ago, I would say maybe a month, my mom had been really on my tail about going to church with her. And I mean, I have no disregard or no problem with religion. I mean, I don't judge anybody by what they do, what they believe. I believe whatever makes anybody happy, they have the right to be happy. But one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to go. I'll go to church with her. And the whole sermon, the pastor is like, turn your problems over to Christ. Anything that you have in your life, Christ will help you. And I'm like, I'm glad I came here today. So I went home and I gathered up all my bills and I took them up to the church and dropped them off. So I'm like, well, shoot, if I knew he was going to help me with all my problems, I'd have done this years ago. But about a week ago, my truck got repoed, lights got turned off, water got shut off, and I went up to the church and I was like, hey, y'all got like a phone number to him I can call or something? Because my stuff's starting to get turned off, right? But he was like, well, sir, not those problems. Well, you need to be a little more specific. Because you said problems, and I got bills, and they are a problem. Right? But, speaking of problems, I also have a 15-month-old daughter. And I love it. I love having kids. But never once in my life did I ever think, it wouldn't be real hard to throw this baby out that window. How most people, when the dog's too loud or pees in the house, they just put it outside. Putting your baby outside, big no-no. Wife was not happy. She came home from work. Why is the baby on the porch? She wouldn't stop crying, so I put her outside. The dog's out there with her. Jerry, you can't put the baby outside. Well, where do I put it when it's crying? You gotta hold her. No. You need to hold her. Because I love my daughter, don't get me wrong, but I'm one of those parents, I don't feel the need to always be holding my daughter, which my wife does. And now my daughter walks around the house like this all the time. Just waiting for somebody to pick her up. And 90% of the time she's crying, just, ah. All right, there's nobody in this room. I gotta go find her real quick. She wanders around. She sees one of us. Ah. But when people come over, she never cries. Never cries. People tell me all the time, Jerry, you got lucky because your daughter never cries. My phone's not all silent. Ignore it. But people come over and they're like, Jerry, you're so lucky your daughter never cries. I'm like, move in with us for a week. No, don't move in with us for a week. Don't even come to our house anymore. We don't like you. Because my mom came over one day to help out. My wife is in school for her master's degree, right? And so my mom comes over to help with the kids while I'm out doing this. And this is the reason I started doing this. It was a good excuse to get out of the house on the weekends and not have to deal with kids. Like, I'd rather go make people laugh than deal with my own children. You gotta have that personal time, right? Are you gonna heckle me now?
No, what?
What's your name?
Tracy.
All right, Rick. How you doing, Rick? What do you do for a job, Rick? What's your job?
Plumbing.
All right, he is a trash service operator. Rick, the trash service operator. How do you like your job, Rick?
It's great.
Do you think your job is better than my job?
No.
You're damn right, son. Anyways, I got into comedy, in all reality, as a suggestion from a friend. I served in the Marine Corps for 5 years. Y'all like veterans around here? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Does anybody else in here serve at any point? Army, Air Force, anything? You did? Rick, the trash man? You're wearing a Marine Corps sweater, Semper Fi, brother. That's what I'm talking about. All right, give it up for Rick, the trash man. I'm just giving you a hard time, but that's what we do. You said something about heckling me when you walked in from the bathroom, so I have to talk to you a little bit.
No problem.
But I got into comedy through a friend. I came back from Afghanistan, and unfortunately, I became a really bad alcoholic. I struggled a lot with my own mind. And a buddy came to me, he's like, hey man, there's a comedy club not too far from here. Let's go watch a show, kind of get your mind off shit. And I was like, okay. So we went up there, and I was like, you know what, I feel like I could do this. I like to make people laugh. It makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. Except for whenever I'm up here really trying, I'm just getting mean mugged by the lady in the blue hat. Oh, it's just your face? I like how he's behind her, like, yeah, that's just her face. He looks at me all the time. But I decided I'm gonna go hit up an open mic. I'm just gonna give this a shot. I didn't practice. I didn't write anything down. I just went up there and winged it. And surprisingly, I did really well, and I really enjoyed it. And I did it more often, but more just to occupy a Tuesday night. In California, I was out there by myself, no family, nothing. So I had to entertain myself. And then I moved to Houston. I actually lived in Houston, outside of Houston, near Baytown. Y'all know where Baytown is, right? Crackhead, USA. Yeah. You're in Baytown, you either duck hunt or do drugs a lot. Some people do both while they're hunting. Could you imagine a big old burly dude like this gentleman here, doped up with a shotgun shooting into the air? You imagine? Woo, we got him! Dude, that's a helicopter. Same thing, man, same thing. They both taste like crap. But I got into this and I really enjoyed it, and I did it in Houston for a little while, and then I packed up my bags and I moved home to Oklahoma City. And I stopped doing comedy. I was really focusing on my career. I started out doing electrical work, and I really enjoyed it, so I focused on that a lot. And I started doing comedy up there again. My now wife, my then girlfriend, was like, you should do it again. I know you like doing it. We went and saw a few shows and stuff at the comedy club in the city. And then I got really into it, and she supported me and supported me and supported me until I started doing good and having to leave on the weekends. I'm like, hey babe, in a month I've got to go down to Houston for a show. Well, I've got to test that weekend. Congratulations. I'll go bake some cookies for you, Well, I need you here to help me with the kids. And I'm like, do you remember a year ago when you told me you would be behind me for all of this? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, you're now blocking my way. I'm not blocking nothing. I was like, you are. You're literally in front of the door not letting me out. All right? But this has been a blessing to me. I have been able to make really good friends, meet some really cool people like Rick the Trash Man here. Like, we're going to go party later down the dump. You can always find good stuff at the dump. But for real, I really did my best to put on a great show for you tonight. I brought in comics from Oklahoma City. We've got a local gentleman from the Houston area here tonight. And we really want to make you laugh. I love this venue. Last time I was here, I had a killer time. I'm having a killer time right now. Even with all you looking at me like, y'all gonna stab me later or something? How many of y'all got knives on you right now?
Guns.
Y'all are the owners. I can't tell y'all to kick yourselves out. But anyways, I've got a killer lineup here tonight. I think you're going to love them. I did a show with these guys last night up near Fort Worth, and when I tell you they brought their A game, I mean they brought their A game plus a little bit of somebody else's A game, right? But we're going to get this show going. There it is. And I want you guys to put your hands together big, loud, and proud for your first comic, your special guest for the night, Mr. Cody Freeman.